What's up, everyone? Gajewski here, back again with the Odd Shopper channel. And today we're talking some college football betting ahead of Friday, week 6, 2 games. Before we get started, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. That helps us a ton. Thank you if you've done that. I know we're quickly approaching 100K subs on this channel. So if you've been a part of this for a long time, thank you. It means a lot. We also have a no-brainer offer that I want to tell you guys about before we get started. Bet365. Bet365 has an offer for new users. When you make your first deposit, you can bet $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. You must be in the states of Iowa, Kentucky, Colorado, New Jersey, Virginia, and Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. You must be 21 to play. Link is in the video description below. Anyway, we are moving forward to the Friday slate. We have Kansas State taking on Oklahoma State first and foremost. The spread in this game is minus 11.5. The total is 54.5. Right away, Kansas State is a side I played. I took this minus 10.5. We didn't cross any key numbers in the meantime, so I think 11.5 is just fine here. Kansas State is a team I believe is a little underrated. They're coming off a bye, which is big for this team right now because they have been hurt. Will Howard's been banged up. He played through it against UCF, ended up getting the win. But now a week off for Will Howard should do him a lot of good. You also get Trayshawn Ward back after he was injured. And Oklahoma State, man, this team is a complete mess. They just lost to Iowa State. They lost to South Alabama 33-7. Their lone notable win this year is against Arizona State, who is still playing Jaden Rashada at the time behind a terrible offensive line. You're missing tackle Jake Springfield. He's been out the last 2 games. Lyric Rawls, your safety, has been out for this team. No confidence in the quarterback situation. Alan Bowman, 53% completion, 5.1 yards per attempt. He has more turnover-worthy plays than big-time throws. The offense isn't doing a great job keeping him upright. And then, man, the real problem with Oklahoma State's the defense. They allowed 391 yards to Central Arkansas, 9.5 yards per pass attempt to Carter Bradley, the South Alabama quarterback. Not to mention LaDamian Webb, their running back, averaged 8.4 yards per carry. And then Rocco Becht, the quarterback projected to be the backup for Iowa State at the beginning of the year, 9.2 yards per attempt. Just unbelievable defensive weaknesses. They're 116th in coverage, 113th in run defense, 104th overall. Now you're going up against a healthier Kansas State team with Will Howard, who's been solid, 65% completion, 7.7 yards per attempt, good offensive line, 21.5% pressure rate for them. They're getting back Christian Duffy on the offensive line. They really only had 1 weak link, and it was the replacement for him, so I think this is going to be even better. Then you've got a pretty good defense. They did get beat by Brady Cook, but it seems like that's going to happen to a lot of teams right now. Timmy McClain did get them a little bit here too. But this Kansas State defense is better up front. Oklahoma State's not really poised to beat you anyway right now across the board. So I laid the points here. Should be a pretty up-tempo, fast game. I have no issues with the 11.5. And contrary to popular belief, a lot of you probably think Kansas State's still running this slow, grinded-out offense. They're actually 55th in pace with a 51% pass rate. This isn't the Kansas State of old. We'll take them against Oklahoma State. Second game, we've got Nebraska taking on Illinois. Interesting game. 2 bad teams in the Big Ten West. I took Nebraska plus 3.5. I think 3 is fine. I would not go anywhere beyond 3. This team is a little bit of a buy low with Heinrich Haarberg under center. He's not the best passer, 53% completion, 6.6 yards per attempt, but he is mobile, and he has similar mobility to Jeff Sims. And the only difference between these guys that I can find, sizable difference, is the turnovers. Haarberg only has 3 turnover-worthy plays since he's been taken over the quarterback job. That was the opposite with Sims. He was a walking turnover. So instead, you have Nebraska finishing drives. You have Nebraska actually putting up some yardage in these games, whereas with Sims, they were still doing that. But then after a decent drive, you get a turnover at the end. So Haarberg has been a very good part of this offense. Last week, they played Michigan. Nebraska averaged 6.6 yards per attempt. Michigan was at 5.9. This might go overlooked by a lot of people, but Nebraska had an interception at their own 26, which was an immediate Michigan touchdown. Then they had turnover on downs at the Michigan 12, the Michigan 43, along with a missed field goal. That's 3 trips into Michigan territory with no points for Nebraska. This could have been a lot closer than the 45-7 score that we ended up with. And then Nebraska is pretty hard to evaluate anyway because of all those games with Jeff Sims. They had a positive post-game win expectancy against Minnesota. That's a game they should have won. All this to say, this is a team we can buy low on right now. Meanwhile, on the other side, Illinois hit basically new lows last week, getting blown out by Purdue. Prior to that, they narrowly beat FAU by 6 points. Penn State was a blowout loss. Kansas, they lost by over 10 points, and they barely beat Toledo. So this is a team that's struggling. Luke Altmaier has struggled with the turnovers a ton. 7 turnover-worthy plays, only 6 big-time throws. He is mobile. But this team also has some of the issues that we see on the other side. They can't pass protect. They have a 32% pressure rate. Their defense lost 4 starters in the secondary to the NFL. They've not lived up to expectations up front. We're talking about Toledo back Jock Stewart with 6.8 yards per carry. Daniel Highshaw, 8.2 yards per carry. Devin Neal, 12 yards per carry. This run defense is also a mess. So, yeah, maybe their secondary is a bigger concern, but I don't think they can defend Harbor or Grant on the ground here either. Anytime you get a really volatile matchup like this in the Big Ten West and someone's getting a field goal or more, looking at the dog. So we'll take Nebraska. I already personally bet 3.5. No issues with 3. That'll do it for us today. Let me know in the comments what you think of these sides. If you think there's an edge I'm missing, please leave it. And if you'd like to reach out on Twitter, I'm at Matt_Gajewski. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again next time.